J Tips. Now, what other news and notes do we have? Before the stream crashes, preferably.
Well, we were talking a little bit about the 3 million suckers who bought iPads in the past 3 days.
I don't want to talk about them.
Why? No, tell the story about your good friend who came home with an iPad.
All right, so I have a friend that...
Well, not to your home, but...
That came over this weekend and had just bought an iPad 3.
Right. And then he says...
So he comes to me...
This is the brilliant Apple consumer of America.
Right, yes. Comes to me and says... And mind you, an iPad 3 is quite expensive.
Which version did he get?
The 16 gigabyte Wi-Fi only model, I think.
Okay, so that's the cheapest.
Yes.
So that's only about $550.
Okay, so $550.
If that. Yeah.
Still more than you'd find in the change in your couch cushion.
And Ninto has a good point. It's not the iPad 3.
It's not the iPad 3.
It's the new iPad.
New iPad. So, I don't know. Whatever. In any case, he brought a new iPad over and said, Commodore. Actually, he didn't call me Commodore. I'm making that up.
You're also missing the accent.
No, I'm not. He goes, Commodore, what the hell do I do with this thing? And I said, I have no idea. You're the stupid idiot that bought it.
Is that a quote?
That's pretty much verbatim.
Yeah, okay.
And at which point he said, well, I want to jailbreak it. I was like, you don't even know what that means. He said, you're right, I don't. And I said, well, did you look that up on an internet search? Is this story getting boring? Because I don't think I really want to tell it.
No, but I think it very well encapsulates that, yeah, there are some things you can do with an iPad, but the vast majority of people that buy them, I get the feeling, don't really know what it's good for.
Yeah,
it's good for watching movies.
It's chic.
If you want to watch,
yeah.
If you want to watch a 16:9 movie on a 4:3 screen,
yeah,
in beautiful resolution,
yes, with a retinal display,
and pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to do that,
right?
When most people have a perfectly good TV. Hey, look at the screen on this thing.
Or
I'll sell you this thing for only $1,500.
I can't take that away from you in my pocket or in a backpack.
All right.
I also can't power it on the go.
Can't you?
No.
Just plug it into your hybrid.
That would be an AC inverter and still couldn't do it on the go. What if I'm just walking outside and I would carry the TV? That reminds me of a funny segment from Animaniacs called Good Idea, Bad Idea. You remember that segment?
Yes.
Okay.
So good idea.
Good idea.
An iPad 3?
Good idea. Playing piccolo in the marching band.
Oh.
Bad idea. Playing grand piano in the marching band.
Or good idea. Investing wisely in variable annuities. Bad idea. Buying
an iPad.
Yes.
Buying a new iPad.
Right.
All right, so that's enough iPad talk. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Well, something else in the news that you didn't care about. I think this is only fair because I don't care about Diablo 3.
Yes.
This is somewhat old, but still.
Yep.
Just announced that SimCity 5 will be coming out next year.
SimCity 5000?
No, just 5.
Okay, because I thought I remember the last one being 2000.
No, that was 4.
4.
Yes.
SimCity 4 2000.
No, just 4.
SimCity 4
4.
2000.
There was SimCity, SimCity 2000, SimCity 3000, then just 4. I kind of simplified it.
I see.
Then,
so there was a game that was actually named SimCity 2000.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
As long as there's something like that, I'm good.
Regardless, new SimCity. It's literally been a decade since the last one came out, which means I'm excited.
Why are you excited?
Because I love SimCity.
Okay, but why?
Because I love managing taxes and
so you play Civilization,
nuclear,
right?
Things. Yes.
You play Civilization. Do you manage taxes in Civilization?
Not really. Not really.
I think you do.
I
think you do.
Not really.
I think you do that. I'm pretty sure you can do it. I bet there's a tweak you could
depends
probably
on if
there's probably a mod.
Currency is invented yet.
Anyway, the point is,
yeah.
The other thing I would say is, you play Minecraft.
This might be the new SimCity.
What's the difference between Minecraft and SimCity?
Oh, so much.
Like what?
Minecraft is Legos with zombies, which is good.
First of all, SimCity is Legos with taxes. I rest my case.
Right, there's no taxes in Minecraft.
Oh, okay. So the reason why I would spend the $60 on the new SimCity game is so that I can tax people.
Yep. Are you running for Congress?
I am. I am actually Commodore for Congress in 2017.
That is true.
I don't even know if that's an election year. I just made that up. In any case, I think that brings to a gentle close the news and notes section. Probably because we're just going to kill that segment. That's just
Oh,
That's
new,
over.
new Kid Icarus coming out. You gonna get it?
No,
Who you got?
I don't even have a 3DS.
Who you got?
I already said no.
Linsanity.
Ding.
So that brings us to our next
Next
segment.
topic. Yeah, no, we won't do that. So this week we wanted to talk about, I think, a very interesting topic inspired by actually one of my coworkers. So
Is this the one that bought the iPad?
no, thank goodness.
Okay.
Thank goodness. No. So inspired by the last podcast we had about gaming well into one's 30s
Yeah. Yep.
slash
20s.
whatevers,
80s.
80s, from the 80s.
Sexagenarians.
Sexagenarians?
Well,
I think that's something different.
yeah, sorry.
Anyway, the concept came up of having children, gaming as an adult, blah, 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 and how games have changed over the years in terms of length, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're a kid, you want these games to go on forever, right? You have so much time to burn.
All the time in the world.
You got all the time. Your friends play. It's interesting. It's fun. Nobody wants to do homework anyway. And then you grow up.
Kind of. Nominally.
So, some would say.
Yes.
You at least get older. Age. And then you kind of think, why is this game so long? Do you ever have those feelings? Why is this game so long?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
So what I really want to talk about is why are games so short or too short / long? In other words, does that change over the course of time?
I think it does. I think it also... Well, I think it depends on a lot of things. One thing you mentioned is time. Your age, you mean. When you're short, games can't be long enough.
Wow. When you're short,
I'm sorry,
games
when you're young,
can't be long enough.
When you're young...
So if you never get any taller...
Right.
That's not what I meant by
so
grown
my
up.
wife loves the long games.
She loves those long games.
Yes.
Trust me. She loves them. Just loves the hell out of those long games.
Insanity.
Wow. Just...
Anyway...
The really long ones, she really likes those. Those are the...
But when you're young...
Those are the best ones
You
for
have
her.
all sorts of times to play RPGs.
Yes.
Which were my favorite growing up.
Yes.
Because I had the time to play them.
Yes.
And...
RPGs happen to be long.
Generally, yes.
Generally.
Now, there's some...
/ repetitive, even.
Well, it depends. A good RPG can be long and not repetitive.
That's true.
Or not add in random things like collect all the Meshuggahs in the world to get a Meshuggah doink.
Right. Which I do like the Meshuggah doink.
Right.
And I've got it several times in several games.
So you'll have a good RPG like
right after the Ragnarok.
Final Fantasy VI.
Yes.
That
is an excellent game.
Is long.
Yes.
Or even Final Fantasy VII.
That's a long game too.
Long, but it doesn't feel like you're grinding your gears. Well, it really grinds my gears.
Yeah, I know. I thought you were Lindsay Lohan. Anyway,
yes.
Good. Yep.
But more often than not, you'll have an RPG that is a fetch quest or has a long part where it's fetch quest, or it is a long...
It's an RPG.
It just grinds and you feel the length.
Yeah.
Nah. So in those cases, is it good to have a long game just for the sake of having a long game? Obviously not.
I agree 100%.
Necessarily.
And let me interrupt you for 1 second to say this. Folks, if you have ideas for questions about this topic or anything else that you'd like to ask us in the question and answer segment, you should send us a private message in the chat at COTGW, which you just see now here in the chat. It says here. Anyway, private message that. We will answer all questions at the end of the podcast. Now, what you were saying was, I think, a great point, right? So,
of course.
Well, let's not get egotistical here. Okay, you're shining your shirt.
Yes.
That's terrible.
I got dirty.
I don't think you understand how that works. Let me just shine my shirt. What were you saying again? Now I've completely forgotten it since you shined your shirt. So
RPGs in general are long.
Yes.
But
they
can be wrong for the long reason. Long for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Long.
I think I understand that. So are there games that are long for the right reasons?
Yes. Well, there are some RPGs. Mm-hmm. Hey, we were just talking about SimCity and Civilization.
Yep.
Now, those series are games that can, from beginning to end, like you start a city, you go through, or Civilization and go through, it'll take, depending on the length of the game you choose, dozens of hours.
Sure.
Rarely have I heard of people saying, "Man, this is too long."
Right.
Or it's more like, "Man, I just wasted 3 days."
Yes, that's more along the lines of what you hear.
But wasted in a good way.
But see,
So-
SimCity and both those games I think that you just mentioned have a different kind of feature, which is that you can jump in, play for 20 minutes, save, and jump out, right? So
True.
it's not something where you have to sit down and you have to play for 4 hours in order to progress,
Right.
which RPGs things have loosened up in the last decade, but you have to progress. You have to play. To progress, you have to play a long time.
And that's actually a big evolution of RPGs nowadays.
Yep.
Is in portable market, mostly Nintendo DS, probably going to be the 3DS too. You have so many RPGs
Yep.
that are mostly 16-bit retreads, but
Can't fault them for that.
they almost always have the option to quick save. You
Yes.
can quick save, close it,
Done.
bring it back up when you're ready, which is
Bam.
why I always play it on the toilet.
It's like, please don't ever talk about that again. I don't know
That's the
why
only
you
way I can
always head
play.
back to this. I
It's 'cause
just don't
love
want to hear
RPGs,
it.
but that's the only way I can play
I
them.
don't want to hear about
I
that.
have Final Fantasy 13, haven't been able to touch it because I can't bring this to the toilet.
Look, if it's fine. So it's almost like that little save state button on the emulator. Or am I still not allowed to say the E word?
Nah, I guess you could do
I
that.
can say that. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, no.
So you can save the state, but you don't repeat. You don't save multiple states. You just save a single state. You just jump right back into it in case your train comes.
Right.
Right. But I think that's important, right? So if you can jump in and jump out, I can finish a game that's 50 hours.
Right. So, but then so then you do want a long game in those cases.
Then I don't mind a long game, but I would still say it gets tedious. You know what I mean? Jumping in, jumping out.
Does it depend?
Kind of trying to remember what you were doing.
So you're saying
kinda
that
tough.
in general, across all genres, at your age, you prefer a long game if you have the option to quickly put it aside and pick it back up later.
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I think actually quite the opposite.
Well, so what I was saying earlier is that as young kids, we love the long games generally.
Yes.
What about today? In general, you say you like long games if you can quickly drop them and pick them back up.
I
Does
say
that
don't
mean that you still
mind
prefer
that.
long games versus short games?
No, I would say that now, and this might make me. In fact, I'm just going to say it's not going to. It probably makes me a crotchety old man.
Yes.
But I actually prefer games that are a little shorter. Like now, I hear people say all the time, "That game was so short. This is a great game, but the story was too short."
What kind of games are they talking about?
Hey, it could be any kind of game. First-person shooters are a good example.
Yeah, but how long
where-
do you really want a first-person shooter to be? At
A
some
one-player
point,
game? I mean,
Well,
Halo
yeah.
changed that. Oh, Halo adapted that. Half-Life changed that.
I'm not much.
Unreal.
I'm not
changed
much
that.
of a first-person shooter person.
Yeah, I mean,
but really, at some point, isn't the point of a first-person shooter the multiplayer? Really?
See, I disagree.
How many people play a first-person shooter just for the storyline, the one-player gameplay?
And has two thumbs.
And you're a loser.
This guy. So
That means you have no friends.
Yeah.
Scientifically proven. QED.
no friends. Which is why I have all of you. So I have virtual friends. Which is
Yes.
see, that makes up for it.
But generally, you so how long are first-person shooter games nowadays?
I think it depends.
8 hours, 12 hours?
No, I mean, I think that's probably a good average, but I think there are plenty of, because there's such a deluge of FPSs, it's that average goes significantly down, but I would say that a lot of the good ones are a lot longer than that. I mean, BioShock took me a long time to beat, mostly because I was interested in really getting all the weapons and seeing all the sights and getting all the secrets. If I wanted to just go and beat it, it probably wouldn't take me that long.
BioShock is a special example, though.
But why? I mean, my point is I love BioShock.
Versus Call of Duty 8000?
Yeah, or,
I mean, people
Modern
actually cared about
Warfare, Call of Honor
Exactly.
medals.
Same thing.
Yeah. I don't...
But that's why BioShock was constantly...
BioShock didn't even have a multiplayer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, BioShock 1 didn't have multiplayer.
Right. But see, that was why people were all excited about it, because it was actually a pretty intense story and there was all this other stuff going on. It wasn't just a Call of Honor Duty Warfare.
Medal of Honor
Balls.
3. Yeah, so I agree, right. And I know a lot of people that played Halo just for the multiplayer. That's the reason they bought it.